everybody, it's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin on a Tuesday afternoon. Gosh, it feels like a while since I've been live on a Tuesday, or maybe it feels like it. I used to do a Tip Tuesday every Tuesday. Well, Kelly or I used to, and then Kelly started off doing the Tip Tuesday when she had more hours in her time frame. And then I think she also did the Technique Thursdays way back, probably four years ago. And then things switched when I left the day job. I started doing Tip Tuesdays, and she kept doing Technique Thursdays until she ran out of time in her days. And now we don't do either, but that doesn't mean that those Tip Tuesdays and Technique Thursdays are a thing of the past, because you can watch the replays at any time. And there are some good ones. So I challenge you guys to go back and look through our YouTube channel and see what you can find for tips and tricks and techniques, fun stuff. And the exciting thing is that Kelly, I think she mentioned this on one of her past paper pumpkin classes she did with you guys, that she is going to be leaving the Children's Museum, and she's going to be helping me a little bit more. And we're going to game plan and strategize how we could best utilize her to help me. And I think she wants to get back doing one or either of those on a weekly basis. And maybe they're consolidated into one extra video that she'll do as an extra perk of watching our YouTube channel. So, being subscribed and watching our YouTube. So yay, fun stuff. Okay, I am trying to make sure that I'm live, which I'm pretty sure I am. I just want to watch along with you guys to make sure that, hi, is that Tyler? Do you need something? Nope. Okay, Honey's in the mudroom. Just be careful opening the door. She wants to get out. Okay, so Tyler's here. Another thing that's being worked on. Sorry about that, guys. Tyler's here with Mark, and they are working on the project, the remodeling project, which is awesome. So today is a demolition or take it down day. Also maybe perfect. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys some pictures too, but I want to see who's with me. I know I did see that Mary Lemke's on here, and I just happened to see that, but I'm just looking where I can find you guys. So there it is. Perfect. Okay, you guys don't forget to hit the like button. I'm going to do that right now. And then we're going to get into the live chat and see who else is here. Oh, yes, Melanie Foy and Susan Bellamy. I saw you guys were here, too. Mary, I did see that your package is set to arrive tomorrow, which is awesome. That means that you'll have all your classes ahead of time except for the one, which is today. Hi, Sarah Merchant. Hi, Angelique. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Hi, Jean Shute. Hi, Polly Libby. And there's Connie Moore and Carrie White. And I felt that brewing. I felt that brewing, and I didn't know how long it would be. Oh, man, sorry about that, guys. Oh, there's Joy Moody. Yay. Hi, Jenna. Jenna, yes, I tried calling you this morning to see how we can get those stupid advertisements off of my website, because we were playing around and we added them thinking that's what we needed to do, and we just need to get them off because they are annoying. All right, and there's Donna Grushke. Hi, Diane Bogenhagen. Hi, Carol Lunnis, and there's Sarah Mitchell. Hi, Laura Sullivan. Laura Sullivan, yes, maybe a weekday we can get together instead. So I will look at my calendar and see what I can find. My weekends in July are just packed. Thanks, Carol Honest. They are packed. I'm going to Tampa this weekend, and then the following weekend I have Sunday. I think it's the 20. Oh no, I don't actually. Laura, do you want to come up on Sunday the 21st for our team meeting? You could be here in person for it if you wanted. I have classes on Saturday the 20th, and then we have our team swap party and team meeting in the afternoon on Sunday. So if you wanted to come up for that, that could work possibly. And then the next weekend is our annual camping trip that we've been doing for 10 years. It's usually the last weekend in July. You guys might remember that last year we canoed down the Wisconsin, or 2 years ago was the Wisconsin River. And then last year we canoed down the Mississippi. So thanks everybody for the blessings. So Laura's having her pool dug today. Oh, wow. That sounds like good, because that means that a pool will be coming soon. So camping, yeah. So this year we're going up to Wildcat State Park, which is in the middle of Wisconsin, and there will there will be no canoeing down the Mississippi. So my mom and dad were a little bit worried about us canoeing down the river with the barges going down, but they go so slow and you get a little wake. So it was all good. All right, so that's a little bit of what's coming up. But you guys, I was going to share some pictures with you now that I got my phone all plugged in. Let me show you what we're working on with the project. Oh, you guys were with me 4 years ago. Well, some of you were with me 4 years ago for the first building of this whole thing. So I took some pictures. You guys want to see a picture of my mom? She might be mad if I say this, but she has a high school class reunion, and I'm friends with one of her students, and she was like just graduated by 1 year, and then he was in her grade, and he's the uncle of one of my friends. And so I see him, and he said, "You need your mom to come out for our high school class reunion." So look at that. There's my mom back in probably 1971 or 1970. So for those of you who know my mom, Mary Carls, if you're watching, you might, don't tell her I showed everybody the picture. All right, so you guys, this was, let me just see if I have one before and after. Okay, so this is what we're working on. Here's the side of the house. Let's get it to go this way. Here's the side of the house. So, all right, let's recap. 4 years ago, this got added on. This whole hive got, we call it the hive, it's the she shed. It got added on. The garage got put in the middle, and then there's a mud room, which we call the honeycomb room, which is where customers come and pick up their orders. This is all added on in 2020. And I had budgeted out from the refinance to finish off a section of the house. And so that money has been like kind of dog marked and earmarked for 4 years. It's been sitting there kind of paying interest on it, but not doing anything with it because it's part of the refi. And so it took us 4 years to get the oomph in us to finish, because this whole project, we really did a lot of it, all the coordinating ourselves. Tyler did a lot of the work. My friend from high school is the carpenter, and he's here now building. He did the main part of this, and then Tyler helped him. And then we had people come in, like electricians and the plumber, and we had drywallers come in, the guys that did the plastering. So we had people that helped, but basically I was the contractor for the whole project, organizing it. And between Tyler doing a lot of the work and me doing I helped with insulation, I helped put whatever I could in. And so anyways, we lost all of our steam. And so fast forward now, we're 4 years, and I'm like, Tyler and I talked about it a lot this winter, and we said, we think that this year's the year. And when I got selected for the Statement of the Heart Award from Stampin' Up, that they're going to be out here, or Sarah Douglas will be out here October 4th, 5th, and 6th for the Wounded Warrior card benefit, we're like, it's time. Let's get this done. And so we're going to finish. You guys, right now we've had black plastic all the way around where the addition was here. We have not planted grass. We haven't done anything. So we're going to get that buttoned up. And we're redoing the rest of the house so that like the money that I had saved is now going to get used. And what it means is there's this little addition here that was put on like 50 years ago, probably. It was a screened-in porch. And so what's happening is we wanted to re-side that, do the windows over, and re-roof it so it all ties and have cohesiveness. Well, in the interim, Tyler said to me about 2 months ago, would you like to make it go up a story? And we can go up, but we can't go out because we've maximized the space on the surface. But the building permit people, like city people said you can go up. So this is my craft room right here with this air conditioner. You guys can see there's an air conditioner there. That's my craft room right in there. That's where I do my designing, and we do a lot of our cutting of our paper and processing of stuff. And then we come down here to kit it and have class down here, and we do the lives down here. Well, so Tyler's idea was to go up. And so basically this wall is going to come out, and it's going to just be as tall. The roof line's just going to continue out to here. So yeah, so that's what it looks like before. Tyler's already started to work on stuff, and that's the other side. So what's happening is like this side of the roof never got re-roofed, and then these dormers and this siding, we wanted it all to match all the way around. So, all right, so in a nutshell, that's what's going on. And there's mystery card night, so hang on. This is what Tyler's been working on since yesterday, demolishing this and then taking off siding. Got it to that point. Oops, wrong. Ugh. And that's the inside of it as of this morning. And then this is what they worked on. They've been working on this. Oh, there's Tyler. He's still smiling, you guys. He's still smiling. That's good. And then this morning, and there's paper. They're ripping off the roof, and more cards. Oh, you guys, I have these cards to share with you. I'm going to show those to you in a moment. And then just a couple more pictures, and then we'll get going with class. So the roof is coming off, and then all of a sudden that's going down, and that's where they're at right about now. So they were curious to see what the roof was like inside and what the block was underneath. And so that's where they're at, you guys. And today is the day they want to have it all down to the block. And then they're going to strategize and figure out, well, building it back and tying in the roof line, adding a second floor and all that good stuff. And that's why I let them do that. So fun stuff. All right. So I got to share that with you guys. I will probably keep you up to date because that is what's going on in my life right now. And so I'll keep you up to date as we do more. Awesome. So what else here? I do want to tell you guys, I have cards and a box that I will announce winners for at the end of this class. We've got some cards to give away from past classes that we're going to get caught up on. Hello, my 2022, I have the granddaughter. I'm just looking back to see if I missed any messages. Hi, Jennifer Summers. You're going to get your package on Friday. Okay, very good. All right. Hi, Mary Jean Keepert. Oh, perfect. Jenna said she can fix it. Hi, Eileen. And there's Barbara Smith. Yay. Okay. So a little bit of a lot of a project going on right now. I think 2 weeks. And so what does this mean, you guys? This means that my craft room is going to be kind of redone upstairs too. So we've had to clean out the guest bedroom so that we can move my craft room into the guest bedroom. And then because they are going to be opening up the wall at some point and making it all whole again. And so, yeah, so that's what's going to happen. So, all right, we're going to be doing the Hearts and Hugs class. We're going to be making these 4 cards momentarily, you guys. All right, so that's what we got on the docket for today. But Chris wasn't listening to me during last night's mystery card night, so she didn't run down with the cards. And so I brought them down. I remembered to bring them. And this is what I wanted to share with you guys yesterday. Hi, Karen Woods. Now, this is a class showing you ahead of time. Diane and I worked on this last Tuesday. We worked ahead because we knew that the craft room is going to be up in shambles pretty soon. So we worked ahead and we got the Stamp-A-Stack designed for next month. Now, this is the Frames and Florets Stamp-A-Stack. A Stamp-A-Stack means you're going to stamp a stack of cards, right? Stamp-A-Stacks are always product-based, so you'll get the Frames and Florets paper, a roll of ribbon, a yard of the petal pink ribbon, and then you will get the gems. And so with that, also you get 13 card kits with envelopes, and all of the designs are different, 13 unique designs. That paper, hi Gwen Simmons, that paper is special because it has lots of die cuts and intricate pieces that are frilly and foliagey. And so what we did is we laid them all out and we designed 13 cards. And you don't have many pieces left. You will have about 4 or 5 little die cuts left that we just couldn't put our hat. I couldn't. I was like, nope, I'm not into those pieces. I really to ask Diane. She kept wanting to use them, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. So you can't make me. So you guys will have a challenge to use the leftover pieces to make something pretty. All right. So with the class, we're going to teach you how to make 2 bags. All right, using up some of the designer paper. And with the bags, you also have some tags that go on them. So it's a 2-bagger. And then these, I'm just gonna run through these really quick so you can see them. How pretty. So you wanna get signed up fast, right? Get on the list so we can make a really good forecast. Like, you don't have to pay for it now by any means. I just wanna know who wants to take this class, because then we will be able to forecast how much to kit up. That's the big thing, is kitting up for this class. I'm like, at first you might have looked at the Frames and Florets or Flames and Flowers or whatever it's called, and you would have like, oh, I don't like that paper, which totally get, because everybody that's been seeing these cards has been telling me, wow, I would not have expected that with these cards. And we tried our best to make awesome, amazing cards with layers for you, and this is what we came up with. And so all you need are sentiments. You do not need any other stamp sets that have focal images. These are all sentiments. All of the die cuts are what we use as accent pieces on these cards. So that's why we really want to get an idea of who wants to sign up for this. So if you do want to get signed up, this is called the Frames and Flowers Stamp-A-Stack. It is in August. If you are wanting to pay for it right away, you can, by all means. It's $68 because it is a package that is going to be shipping as a 12 by 12 bubble mailer, and that costs a little bit more than a small padded package. And so if you want to get signed up, it's $68 for mailing and otherwise $55 for in person with Diane Bogenhagen or for porch pickup with me. And so Diane will be teaching that class in person. I think the date is August 7th for in person, August 8th for online. And if you come in person, you just definitely need to have a paper trimmer so that you can cut your paper. Oh, perfect, Barbara and Jeanette and Carrie White and Connie Moore want to take the class. Yay! Oh, and Laura too. I love it. So yes, please, you guys reach out to me via text, email, or a Facebook personal message. Let me know you want to get signed up for class. And once you do, let me know via any of those. I'll reply back and say, I have you on the class list. That's the most important thing so that we can game plan how many to prep. Because honestly, it's hard to go back and cut more, and it's really even harder for me to say no that I ran out. So I will tell you, I just ran out of the Full of Life ink, paper, scissors. I had about 8 going into that class, and I have none left as of about an hour ago. The last one got accounted for. So very good. I think let's do roll call. We will do the roll call and let you guys, this is a little bit smaller of a class. This one, oh, Susan Bellamy, perfect. Susan, let's make sure we get it in your list that you send me when you, for those of you who do like to send me a list of what you like to take at a month at a time, that is what I always like as well. So if you do sign up now, perfect, we'll get you on the class list. But when you send your monthly list to me, make sure you put in parentheses already signed up. Because if you don't put that, I have a tendency to sign you up again. So then I end up with maybe 4 people that get double classes, and we catch it on the tail end when we go to Kit, because all of a sudden, not Kit, but Marry Up, all of a sudden we're like, well, why does this person have 2 of them? Well, did they pay for, like, and then I go back through my books and I figure out, well, I signed them up twice because they signed up twice. And so that's always helpful for me. Like Susan Bellamy will get you on the list right away. But when you send your list, just put it in parentheses, already signed up, because then I know that I shouldn't sign you up twice. And that applies for everybody. Yay. And Angelique definitely wants it. Yay. Okay. So this is our quarterly order-based class. This quarterly order-based class started about a year and a half ago. It was October of, not last year, but the year before. So it was October of 2022. I did a class to help me finish the quarter even stronger because this never was going to be a quarterly order-based class, but the soft seedlings was the very first one. And I did it because it was at the end of the Stampin' Up! Year. The Stampin' Up! Year ends September 30th. And I had like 50 people who helped out by buying, or I should say they bought from me to place a $50 order and got the class for free. And it just was a boost in the arm to help me to achieve some goals at the end. And so after talking with Carissa about it, she's like, you should do that quarterly just to help boost your sales. To just every little bit extra helps. And so so this became the quarterly order-based class. And I do keep it that it is free with an order. If it's mailing, it's $50 order. And if it's in person with Diane tonight or porch pickup, it's $30. The difference in those amounts is always because there's a cost for shipping. And so the profit that I would make on your order, the $20 profit is about $5, right? 25% of 20 is $5. And so that $5 is what it would cost to ship the class to you. So that's why I've always done it like that. And so to everybody who has placed an order, I greatly appreciate it. It helps at the end of the quarter. And so the quarter already ended on June 30th, but a lot of people placed their orders back in June for this class, which was we always do the class right after the quarter ends. And we also started something with my team, the Be Happy Stampers. If you're on my team, you always have the option for order-based classes to pay for them. It's just one of the team perks that I like to give to those on my team. And so there are a few people that took advantage of that as well. But we have Miss Karen Woods, the first on the list, and then Jenny Knutson, Joanne Naples, Carrie White, Angelique McClendon, Donna Grushke, Sandy Coy Emery, Debbie Gast, Shirley Malarkey, Barbara Smith, Sarah Merchant. I almost said myself. I have a set for myself and my name was there and I almost said it out loud. Sarah Merchant, Feline Mays, Jenna Helms, Mary Carls, Lila Erickson, Trisha Fagley, Pat Fleming, Susan Bellamy, Brenda Cottrell, Mary Lemke, Lori Baxter, Christina Bernards, Patty Wright, and Jennifer Summers. And so that is 25. And we kitted up, I believe, 48. Diane has a fabulous class tonight. She has 11 people in person. And so that means that we have about 11 left, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 11. Because she needs 3 of mine. So we kit our stuff up together these days. So I believe she needs 3 of mine. So I believe that leaves about 11 or 12. So what happens is if you would like to get this class, it is still available. We have plenty of them available. If you're on my team, it's $20 plus shipping. And if you're not on my team, it's a $50 order using the current host code. And if I have leftovers, what happens is this class gets noted in the resources section of my website as a past class that is available. And I am proud to say we did Artistically Inked for the quarterly order-based class last year in July. And I literally just had the last class, somebody placed an order for it. Pat Smothers. I love it. Pat Smothers. She placed an order about 3 weeks ago and she took the last one. And I get a lot of people asking throughout like the time after the class, well, can I pay for it? No, I hold true to that. If it's an order-based class, that it is with an order unless you're on the team. And even if it's a year later, I don't put it out there for available for purchase. So Pat Smothers helped a girl out and she got my last one. She's like, let's get rid of that last one. And we did. So I thank you then. So that was a year ago. We went through it. So it's always nice to have extra classes on hand in case people place orders and they're not excited about what's current, then they can always get something from the past, which is awesome. So lots of you guys are here. Should I drive from California to Wisconsin road trip for this class in person? Chris, sounds like fun. Yes, absolutely. Gwen, I would love for you to do a road trip. I am always up for a road trip. So if you're like me, I have any excuse. It's harder to sneak in those road trips at this point. And where I am 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I feel like I would have been a little bit more easy with my weekends free, but road trips are not as accessible as they used to be. So, and that's something I do to myself. So, hi, Maria Gilbertson. Tyler, too. He works a lot as well. So, all right, let's get started. I hope I pulled everything for the class. I know what we're going to be working with today. We are going to be working with these things, the Hearts and Hugs stamp set, and we pulled in the dies. At first, you guys, this one, if you went to On Stage in, where were we? Houston, they featured this in one of the presentations. And at first I was like, okay, do I really, do I like it? And like, as I used this set, I started to fall in love with the critters. They are nice. And the thing is, you might not love the critters, and so that might have been one reason why you might have opted not to take the class. But you guys, there's so many other critters out there that you could potentially put in lieu of these that are on the cards. So we're going to put them together. I'm trying to figure out the order. We're going to go like this. There's a lot of blending. I do apologize in advance if you are not a fan of blending, because this is how many blending brushes I pulled out for this class, and that's just how it's going to be. So you might get a little bit of an elbow workout here, because when I blend, my arm gets a little bit sore. And the other thing that got pulled in here is in the Grove. So let me pull that out really quick. When you're working with walruses, you want to put walruses in their environment. And so we had to find an iceberg straight ahead. And the walruses needed to be hanging out on an iceberg. Now, the other thing I will tell you is we used some retired product in this class. And we strategically did that. We knew that when we did the last quarterly order-based class, we used, I believe it was the one with the birds from Sale-a-bration on the birds in the branches. So that's the one. So we knew with this class, we like to give away the designer series paper as part of it. We want to give away some extra paper. Instead of cutting it ourselves, we thought, we'll give you guys. So when we were planning out 6 months ago, we thought to ourselves, we should save one of the Sale-a-bration papers and include this in the class. And so that's what we did. We held a back on the most adored paper, and we had no idea what we were going to do with it. And it's so funny because we picked Hearts and Hugs, and we thought, well, how can we use this gold? We were actually going to use this paper with Hearts and Hugs because we thought, it's very festive with lovey-doveys, and you can make anniversary cards because all these little critters are all happy lovey-dovey with each other. So we originally went in, Flight and Airy. Thank you, Angelique. Flight and Airy, that's what it was. So we were going to use the red side. And as we started to work, we're like, Diane, it was all Diane. Diane said, well, why don't we do the new in colors? And I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So how could we strategize the in colors? So what we did is we started pulling out the in colors, and we thought, well, what animal would go great with what color? And so we thought, well, let's think about this. So the mouse made sense to us to do with pink because of the heart on it. And I love my purple, and I love flowers, and this guy to me screamed that. And so we chose the hamster with that. And then we were left with this, and the walrus was, okay, we need more watery looking. And so then it was pulling the walruses in with the summer splash, and then that left peach pie with the badgers. So then we had to think about, well, how do we strategize and use the paper? And well, this to us looked like water. So we did that one with that. And then we ended up doing the stripies with that one. The hearts absolutely was the easiest one, slam dunk. That was the mouse because it had hearts on it. And that left these three, which then we opted for this with that guy. And then it leaves these two pieces of paper, which I'll be honest with you, we're like, well, we would have loved to incorporate them in your kit, but you know what? It just was a gift to you. We didn't do anything with them, so you don't even need those two pieces of paper. All right, also, don't lose track of this piece of paper. You're gonna need this to stamp all your critters on. Whenever I have focal images that are on multiple cards that need stamping, I generally include a piece of white that's big enough, and I don't put it in an envelope. I usually put it underneath your golden ticket or the class slip, something that looks like this, where it has the name of the class on it with the date, like the white paper would go underneath that. So always pay attention in case you see a white piece of paper like that. It's for your stamping of your focal images. All right, so you should have 4 cards in your kit. Inside each of these, the ribbons are in there, and then one card, the card that's purple, has your gems in it. And we did it that way because the gems, there's extra iridescent pearls that got incorporated. And so that is why we put it in that one. All right, now, because we gave you Designer Series paper though, hi Sherry Martin, because we gave, so this set is the other set that got pulled in. We were going for the iceberg straight ahead. That is what we used for the iceberg, is this die right there. And that is already die cut for you. And if you don't have the In the Grove, it's okay. We'll show you different ways to do the stamping or not to stamp it. That is the question. All right, so there is a little bit of paper cutting though. Now, each one of these is gonna be cut the same size. And you guys have 3 choices, I would say, for sizes. If you want the simplest thing and you don't care about your margins so much, go for 5 by 3 3/4. All right, hi Kenzie, 5 by 3 3/4. If you want less of a margin, then do 5 1/8 by 4, no, I'm so sorry, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, okay? Now, if you want the middle ground, I always love the middle ground. That's where my 16ths come in. So I think we put it in the tutorial, 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. But regardless, whatever you want to do, just keep it the same on all of them so that you don't have to figure it out. And this one, really, it doesn't matter. I just didn't want that big chunk of gold on there. So I'm actually gonna cut from over here and utilize this side of it. And the strawberry paper looks delicious. You wanna lick, looks like a latte. Yeah, yep. Hi, Tina Gaskin. All right, so my magic number that I love is 3 13/16. So I'm gonna go right to 3 13/16 and cut this off. And then figure out which side you want. I'm gonna take more of the gold off and have more of the blue when I sponge it, blend it. 5 1/16, all right? So it could be 5 by 3 3/4, 5 1/16 by 3 13/16, or you could do 5 and, oh man. No, I said that wrong. I know what I'm gonna write it down for you guys. It was 5 1/8. That's what I tried to say. Okay, these are your numbers. 5 by 3 3/4, 5 1/16 by 3 13/16, or you could do 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. All right, that's what I really want. Those are your options. But you need for proportions to be correct. So either do this one, or this one. It's your call, however you want to cut it. This is gonna have the least amount. This is gonna have the, in my mind, the best amount. And this is gonna have the most amount of a border. Okay, so that's what I meant to tell you guys. I'll leave this on the table here for you, Diane, so that you can share that with people later tonight. I wanted 5 1/16 though. So I love my 16ths. Okay, so this you could utilize on the inside. This could be used for your envelope flap if you so desire. I would definitely sponge it though if you are going for that. Now for the hearts, we wanted to make sure that this is horizontal, right? So make sure you are cutting off the top first. So 3 and 13/6. You guys, this is so amazing. All 4 of these cuts are exactly the same. 4, so 5 1/16 on that side by 3 and 13/16. So that's the heart one. Okay, if I only had a heart. This one is the one where I wanted my stripies going, or my lines to be going this way. This is called Most Adored Designer Series paper. So I'm going to cut this at 3. And again, it was a sale-a-bration item that you could have gotten between January and February during the sale-a-bration dates. And we set aside, I set aside a few packs, and Diane set aside a pack for her class tonight. And then for me, I have it set aside for we were strategic about it. We definitely planned this back in January. Now this one again, 3 and 13/16 by 5 1/16. So 4 cuts, all the same. Not a mishmash of different numbers and measurements. You have all of these left over to make something pretty with. Use for your envelope flap, whatever your heart desires. All right. Thanks for answering that, Diane. I appreciate it. All right. And so again, you guys, these are what you would consider most border, least amount of border, and for me, it's right in the middle. It's like the baby bears, right? You had Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. Baby Bear, like one of the perfect bed. Okay. All right. So now you have your 4 pieces that you cut, and we are going to start. I think I said I wanted to start with the walruses. All right. So we're going to grab that. I'm going to grab a big sheet of paper so that I can do my blending on the back here. Diane, I will leave these sheets here with all the blending brushes for you set out for class tonight. All right, so Summer Splash. If I had the magic of TV, I would have had this done already, but that didn't happen. All right. Kenzie, you can definitely explain if you want to about why you want to lick the paper. It's really funny when I get paper, I do this. When I first open it up, I smell it because there is a smell to paper. It doesn't make us crazy. It just makes us normal, I think. like when I am working with that StazOn pad, I have to smell the StazOn pad because it smells like almond. I love the smell of almond, you guys. I am a pink squirrel fan. Pink squirrels have the amaretto in them. Oh no, Tina said she was putting hers in the yard sale this weekend. Oh yeah, go grab it. Go grab it and make something pretty with it. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm working my way on to the paper. I kind of start off the edge because otherwise you get sharp looking spots like that. Oh, you guys, it's so funny. It's so hard. I have a hard time putting things in for sales. I feel like, how can I figure out, like, to me, my supplies are an investment in the future. I don't know when I'm going to get to use them, but I have them for a reason. I bought them because I liked them. But with that one, you didn't have to buy it. It was actually free with a $50 order. So you might have gotten it just because you're like, oh, I got everything else. Okay, I will admit, like just doing that little bit, like I feel it in the arm. So you guys are going to get a little bit of an arm workout today. So, you know, even though you don't feel like you're working during stamping or you're burning those calories, you know, doing this kind of stuff helps to burn those calories, and then you can earn yourself a nice little treat afterwards. All right, I'm working my way over. Kenzie's actually in Canada. She lives you're about 40 minutes from Rose, I think, and Rose is in Calgary, and Kenzie lives 30 to 40 minutes from Rose, I believe. All right, you guys, I can't say that I'm getting winded from doing this, but I think doing this and talking at the same time may be what's happening. All right. Now, when you get to the point where you've got a good base layer on everything, on all of the parts, you can decide, do you want more? I really do. You guys, oh yeah. So Chris Judorenki has been cutting paper for me on my big cutter upstairs for about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. Ever since I got back from the trip, she's been cutting. And I feel like my whole upper body, you know, I was getting a little workout going upstairs, the stairs backwards, doing the backwards crab walk. But I feel like my arm strength diminished because I'm not cutting paper like I used to. Probably Chris's muscles are getting nice and toned. So when you're ready to go back over it. And the thing with blending is you can add color, but you can't take color away. So when you're happy and you know it, clap your hands and stop, because you can say to yourself, it's dark enough the way you have it. And there's that. All right. Carol says, Tina, you could have sent me, I buy it. Oh, buy it. It's so pretty. Yes. Okay. There you guys see, this is what's awesome about the community here. You guys can connect with each other and make awesome bonds and relationships and friends with each other, even through an online chat community like this, because we're all awesome. You guys are amazing. All right. So that's the summer splash. I think that's all we've got for that one. All right. Now for this kit, I think what I'm going to do is, this is a piece of white, and we are going to arrange all of our little critters on here. I want to show you just to make sure you know that there's enough room for all of them. All of them can party together on here without having too much spatial issue areas, or let's say too much issue with them being into each other. Okay, words are hard sometimes. Oh, Laura, this will give you a little good arm workout. Okay, I need to grab some blocks. Now, so I am going to be using espresso for this one, and the memento and the memento. So you guys, I call it my white black pad, right? I've put memento ink on here, and I should say I put memento ink on the white pad, and I love using this pad versus my memento fabric pad. And we also need a big E block, and I think this makes sense to do this. We're gonna put, so all the cards have like gray or black undertones. I like to stamp that stuff in the black, and then the one card has more of like the crumb cake brown undertones. I want to stamp that in espresso. So Stampin' Up! Has gotten good now. They cut out the middles of the stamp so that they don't make a divot down. Okay, so there's the one. And we need the mousy. And the mousy can go right there. And then we need our badgers. And they are also in black. And they can go right there. And that should be it for this one. And we need one more block, and we're going to stamp this little dude in espresso. Hi, Kelly. If you use your glass mat, oh, when blending, you could pick up some of that ink. You're so correct, Kelly. Oh man, you're right. You're right. You're right. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that advice to heart, and we will do that for the next one. I like the idea. You know, can you tell that I don't do that very often? I don't use the glass mat for blending. And what she said is, instead of having all of it go here, it would have gone on the glass mat, and I could have picked it up. And that would have been cool. All right, so I think what I'll do for now is cut these apart and have them ready to go for each of the cards. So we got our stamping net. So we're working with the walruses, and we have them colored. I bought fresh, brand new blends just for this. My other ones, they had seen their better days, and so there are two colors. There's a dark and a light for the smoky slate, and then we also need to pull in ivory for the tusks. And how I personally like to do the blendings. I look for what Stampin' Up! Already did with the designing. They drew some lines on, and those are where I like to add the darker blend, and then I like to use the lighter blend basically everywhere else. Now, there's different tips and tricks for doing the blending. I am not a professional blender, I'll be honest with you. I'm just try to make it look nice. That's what I do. I'm sure there's ways that you can be strategic about it, and sometimes we'll just also follow along the back here to get some shading this way. I'm using the thin end along the edges there. I also want to use the dark on his pufferkin face here, little gobbledygook here, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to do that right there. All right, so that's what I've got for a little bit of the black. And then I'm going to do the thick end for everywhere else. And what happens when you go first over it, you still continue to see the lines. But the more that you keep going over it, it will blend it, and you'll see the darkness there, but you'll not see the line so much. Hi. What's Gina? You brought some paper, yay. Do you want to tell anybody, do you have your cards along for what you're doing tomorrow morning?
Cards, I do.
Oh, Gina's going to be doing class, you guys, on my YouTube channel tomorrow morning. I shared it in my groups so you guys could see it, but she brought the cards here.
Oh, wow.
It's really little.
I'm trying to put my hands in there.
Okay,
Hi,
you guys, Gina's here. She'll be here at 10
Oh,
o'clock.
I'm over here.
Yep, there you
I'm
go.
confused.
She'll be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning doing a fun folds class featuring butterflies. So she brought her cards. She wants to show you guys what she's doing. So you want to talk about anything while I open it
We're
up?
just doing fun folds for our technique, and we have a cute little pocket in there that you can put a gift card.
Let's show you guys. Look at that. Boom. Yep, so you could put a little gift card. I'm not giving you that, but
Oh, that would be so nice.
go on a shopping spree, right? Very cool. Okay, so there's card number 1.
And here's card number 2.
Ooh,
It's
the
a little
zinnias.
bit different traditional base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool. You can see the embossing on the back. Very cool. That's a little butterflies. Angelique says hello. Hi, Nan Ryan.
Hello.
Gobbledygook.
I planned this out good. I didn't even plan it this way.
Oh, look at that. You have a little,
Yeah, we have a little bridge.
invisible bridge to connect them. And it opens like that. Very cool. Friends for life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or is it?
No. Sayings.
Yes. Simply said.
Yes.
Simply said. The Friends for Life is stacked on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, very cool. Oh, and I'm trying to figure out what you have. Zinnia paper, and then
And
to
then
market.
the market.
Okay.
Yep, so those are the 2 papers used. And then just like a cool little pleat.
Oh, it's a pleat. Look
Mm-hmm.
at that. There's a little bit of a pleat action going on here. And Gina loves her orange. Yay. Okay, so you guys.
So this would be a class, Mary and Chris and I. There's like 2 purple and 2 orange.
Yes, this marries Gina and me. Yes, Gina. So it's like we designed this together. You must have been thinking of
Yeah,
me. So
I was.
two orange and 2
I
purple.
pulled in that blackberry bliss and thought, oh, Chris
Chris
would
is
be
gonna love
so
this.
happy.
Yay! Well, cool. So you guys, this will be again tomorrow at 10. And if you want to get kits
here
from
we go.
Gina, you can reach out to her directly. You can find her information. She'll have Facebook.
or
If you go back
my-
to a past video that I've done, she always has her contact information. If you can't find it after you've done a quick search for it, you guys just reach out to me and I'll forward the information to Gina. So good.
I'll set those over there for class.
Yes,
tonight.
because Diane will be here tonight.
And I
Yay!
put the paper over here. So.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. So as you tell, oh man, look what I just did. I pulled
I messed her
no,
up.
that's okay. It's the dark one. I meant to use this one. It's okay. So what we'll do is we'll blend over the top of that. And it's okay because when we have stuff on our bodies, we have dark spots and light spots wherever. So he just has a little bit darker of a little area right there. And I'm going to work it so you're not going to even know I did that. All right, so when you're using these brush tips, you guys want to be very careful not to put too much pressure on them. The tips are not replaceable. You'd have to potentially get a new marker. And that's not always fun to do because you have to actually buy these in a pair. And what I'm going to do is just go over this And one more time. I'm gonna try to work out where I put the darker so that you can't see it. And go like that. And so when you're all said and done, you've got some shading going on around the edges like that. All right, so I'm gonna get his little area up there. That's his mouth. I thought about doing it pink, but it's okay. His mouth is shut. They're just too adorable. Yay, I'm glad you like these little guys. Guys, girls, whatever they are. Guys is a universal, you guys. As you can see, I use it all the time. All right, so we're just gonna color these a little bit more on this one. And it's so fun bringing a set of new blends that have never been touched before and using them. I don't press very hard. I just let the tip do the work. It'll keep your tip a little bit nicer for a little longer. I don't try to go too fast. If you go like color really fast, you're not gonna let the ink soak into the paper nicely. So you just wanna let that ink hit the paper. Now you can see there's still a strong line across the back here. So I'm gonna continue to go over that as I come this way. That's the great thing about blends, is you really don't see the lines when you're all done. So you can see that it is a little bit darker there. What I could also do is add a little bit more right next to it, like that. And then bring it up here a hair and blend it all together. All right. We also need to grab the ivory. And the ivory is part of a combination that is a bronze and ivory. And I was going to do his big twofers, or their big twofers with the ivory. All right, then there are dyes that go with these. And so what we're gonna do is we'll pull out these guys here. So we're gonna need that one, that one, that one. And then a lot of this, like this little guy got used, the flowers came from here, and the other card with the petunia pop, that's where the leaves come from, are these dyes here. All right, so I thought I had some tape. I do, right? Here it is. So you could use washi tape, you could use painter's tape. I have a little bit here that I'm just gonna use, because once you do all that work coloring, you don't wanna risk something happening and it moving on you. So I do like to add some tape to hold it. And I think my plates are down here. Let's zoom that back out. Thanks, Kenzie. I'm glad that you think they look fabulous. All right. It's pulling the bottom, but it didn't pull the top. So there it is. All right, so there's one done. So Diane and I will have to have all of the machines set out for you guys, because each one of the cards has a little bit of die cutting. We're gonna leave that right there. Okay, so those guys are good to go. Now let's find which one it is. It's purple. What's that purple there? That's Orange-alicious. Aren't you glad we're here today? All right. So in this is a base that is Summer Splash. And you started taping my brush tip for classes. They get this. Yes, they do. Yeah, I totally get it, Tina. I totally get it. All right, so where this is cut out of, that is your mat for the top here, right? So this will cover that up. You won't even know it's there. Now this is what we use for the iceberg, straight ahead. And that comes, you guys gotta love your Leonardo, right? That is where the Grove, and what we're gonna do is line this up on a block and stamp it at, I think, second strength is where the ticket is for this. I would definitely do either smoky slate. You could use a different gray if you wanted. And I do know though, if you keep it at first strength, depending on how juicy your ink pad is, it's gonna be too dark, way too dark. And that's second strength, and let's see what third strength looks like. Now, you can do this two ways. You could hover this over the top and drop it down onto it, or you could guess and eyeball it, and it's okay. There's really no rhyme or reason. And if you don't have this stamp set, use a sponge dauber. and sponge some, it's just to give it some texture. You could take a sponge dauber and sponge the edges and sponge around it and give it a little washy look just by using a sponge dauber. So that is definitely something that is doable if you don't have that stamp. But don't worry, it's still gonna look like an iceberg straight ahead if you don't have that stamp set. And now, because I do this class with Diane, I promise her for ink, paper, scissors, for Let's Just Stamp, and when we do these quarterly order-based classes, we do double matting on the inside. So that's what you have. Here's a double mat. And then on the inside here, oh my goodness, it's blank. It is blank. What am I going to do? And I wonder where my ribbon is. And I think, I hope you guys got ribbon in your kits because I don't have a ribbon in my kit. Let's just see here. There's a ribbon there. Okay, so that makes me happy. So I found a ribbon in this one. So I wonder if my kit is just missing, unless I missed it. Hang on. Oh my goodness, I almost was having a hyperventilation because I didn't have ribbon, but it's all good. Not really, I really wasn't that worried. I was just gonna figure out how to improvise. So we have in here, sending a big hug. And we just need to grab a little block for that. And we're going to use the black white ink pad for that. And this is perfect, the sending a big hug, because these guys just snuggled together here and they want to do a big hug with each other. Ha! Kenzie just got the Titanic quote. Yes, iceberg straight ahead. All right, I'm doing the back side first. Oh man, that's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it over and do the front side now and see if I can do it good. Perfect. Okay, I can live with that. And I think that's good to go. This one's not so hard to put together. It actually will go together pretty nicely. We're going to put a little bit of liquid glue, 42, there, and then, oh man, we're covering up all this red. I do like this pattern of red a lot. And then this will go down. There's no ribbon behind it, so there's no need to worry about that. And then that will go down. And our walruses partially get popped up, and the iceberg straight ahead gets popped up. And I'm at a point where I'm going to start cutting some edges here. You guys know I like to use them up, don't throw them away. And just for good measure, we'll put one right there. I think we picked the easiest one to start with. All right. Gosh, it feels weird. I haven't made cards with you guys in like a week and a half. All right, so there's where that's gonna go. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna put a couple dimensionals right at their heads here. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of liquid glue just along the bottom. So they're nestled right onto their romantic iceberg straight ahead. And on the back side of, oh man, I took my tear and tape out and it's sitting on the dining room table, oh my. It's a good thing that my adhesive drawer is right behind me. Look at that big roll. Oh, you know what? I don't need to do that. Because every time I get a paper pumpkin or a kit, I get these little partial rolls of tear and tape. Let's use these up. So grab your two pieces, and what you can do is put a piece of tear and tape along the back side of the label on the back left-hand side. Oh, Sherry Martin, you would like one of these. Perfect, awesome. So we can add it to your package that I have going out on Thursday. And because you're on the team, you could just send 22 for it because we already have a package started, so we can save a little on shipping. So you could just send 22 whenever you have a moment. All right, so I just folded that in half, and I'm gonna pop up the two ends here. And I think what I'm gonna do is just rip that tear and tape off the one side, and then, oh, that's too long. That's too big. It's gotta be just right, right? Like Baby Bear wants. We're gonna put this little guy right there. And I think we'll just go like that. It was really hard to figure out where to add ribbon onto this card and a sentiment. So we ended up with, up in the top corner here, adding a little sentiment. And then grab your ribbon scissors and trim your tails. Perfect. Okay, so that's pretty much what we've got. And I'm trying to contemplate what to do with the inside. It says sending a big hug, and then it could be so it's there when you need it. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, let's do that. Why not? And let's grab one more block like that. And I'm not sure what I want to stamp on the inside for a focal image. I'm just going for it, you guys. I'm not even going to practice. And I'm going to see. It's going uphill. So what we're going to do is bring it downhill like that. And there it is. Okay. For the inside, just to have something on the inside, would you put the mouse on the inside just to have the mouse on the inside? Why not, right? I don't think it would hurt anything to have the mouse. I like to stamp a little focal image on the inside, and it could be the mouse, or does it not make sense to do the mouse? Send it, right? Just do it. Just do it. Stop thinking about it and make it happen. All right. Then what we can do is glue that and that. So we'll put this guy in first. Perfecto, changeo. And then our white. And we'll wait to do our gems until we find the card, until we get to the purple card, because that's where all the gems are. They're there. I promise you, they're in the purple card. And that's what we've got for this guy. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so there's one done. It wasn't too crazy. I mean, it did take us an hour to make one card. I will say it. I looked at the clock and I'm like, wow, how did it get to be 2 o'clock already? But that's how that goes. All right. Now we're going to go on to our badgers. All right. Badger, badger, love. So that's the orange card. Orange, glad you're here today. My orange joke. All right. So in this one, you'll find all your bits and parts. You'll have your embossed with the timber embossing folder. You'll have the one black mat, has the little nested essential die already cut out of it. You'll have another one of these labels. Now, I didn't tell you about this on the last one, but this label comes from Unbounded Love dies. Then you'll have 2 pieces of ribbon, 2 scoops, and then a black and a white for your inside. All right, so because Tina, I think it was Tina, you said you should use the mat. I think it was Tina who told me that. I'm sorry if I'm looking back to see if it was, I think it was Tina who told me to use the mat. We're gonna do that this time. All right, so we're gonna put this here. Let's just get this ready here. This says, another one that says, I could just hug you. That's good too. And then we could put on the inside, sending a big hug. I wonder if that's what we did. Sending a big hug. And we put little hearts. So I could just hug you. So it is there when you need it. Okay, that works. I'm going to put the little hearts on the inside. I forgot all about these little guys. That's what we could have done too. Gina's, you forgot your sunglasses. You're funny. Bye. See you tonight.
Yes.
Okay, so let's grab a block for the hearts and this guy right here. And that is also what I could have done on the walrus card, would have been the hearts. All right, so we're back to our white black ink pad. Thanks, Gwen. Great idea. Yes, you guys, when you have that white, you know, when you had that foiled paper, you thought, well, this is kind of dumb looking. Well, you can make it any color you want it. I could just hug you. Now this, I have to find that these blocks, I got to get them so that I can see all the way around them. So I don't mind putting my stamps on my blocks crooked like that. Oh, that's not bad, but it's going downhill. So let's have it go uphill a little bit. There, that's good. I could just hug you. And then what we could do on the inside of this one, so we could leave it, so it's there when you need it. I'm gonna maybe make it sending a big hug. I think that's what I'll just do. Keep it simple so that whoever gets this can do what they want with it. Could be for anything. Oh, that's nice. And then some hearts up here. There. There. And if you wanted, I don't think I had it in the instructions, but if you wanted, you could grab a little marker and color your hearts to be the peach color. This is the water-based marker I just grabbed. You could have grabbed the blend too, but this was easier because it was right here. All right, so we've got our innards done. Now, you guys, are you ready for another arm workout here? All right, we're using the glass mat. We're making it happen. And it's my bottom ink pad over here. So, oh, you ready for it? All right, we're doing it. I think I've done this before, but I don't think to do it all the time. All right, the whole concept was you could give the mouse some hearts. I could, yes. On the other card, I could definitely do that. All right, so the whole concept is starting off, and it goes onto the glass mat, and then you can pick that ink up and put it right into the glass mat. I'm sorry, into the paper. And so I'm going to zoom in so you guys can kind of see the action shot here. Working our way around. So you guys, there are no cats out here today with me. In case you're looking for your action of the kittens in the background. The garage door is open and there's no way for them to run between the mudroom, or I should say the house, and here without getting out into the world, lost or stolen. And so the cats are just hanging out in the house today. All right. I had Honey out here with me earlier, and she just wouldn't, she wanted to sit by the door. And so I'm like, well, if you're going to sit by the door and want out of here, I'm going to take you out of here because I don't have eyes behind my head. Okay, so what I'm not going off as much as you can see, guys. It's picking up really dark orange on me. But that's okay. Because not as much comes off when I go right to the glass mat. So I still end up getting a little bit of that orangey dark on the side, but that's okay with this. But it is, you can go ahead and pick it up off the glass mat and bring it over to your paper. Just like that. All right, so I got one side a little darker. This reminds me, this color would be great for a tiger, or I picture a tiger in my head for some reason. And with the stripes. All right, there's our orange coming in there. I can still getting the arm work out here, you guys. My arms aren't so strong. All right. So what we got for you? Again, you can keep adding it, but you can't really take it away. And when you're all about done, pick up that ink here and add it back into your card. Paper, I should say. There we go. And I definitely will grab a paper towel though. So here's the deal. I'm going to get a paper towel to clean up my glass mat because it's all orange right there. So I end up using a piece of paper anyways for it. And I don't know. And I'll be honest, I know what Tina's going to say to me. She's going to say you should use your chamois to clean it up, right? Because the whole thing came with a chamois. Oh, my chamois is drier than dry right now. So we're just going to do this. And I can just use the same paper towel the whole time. It's all good in the hood, you guys. All good, all good. So good, so good. All right, let's all go to A and W. All right, let's flip this back out and grab all of our bits and parts. All right, what can we glue? I'm going to grab these two pieces here, and we're gonna glue that, and we're gluing the top here this time. Okay, we're gluing this top, because we have to put ribbon behind there. And then this is our white. So this one goes on here, like that. And then this one can go right on here, like that. Perfect. All right. So then what we can do is put a little glue on this and figure out which side of this you like better. Either side could work. I like that side up. So we're going to put the glue here. Yep. Okay. Glue's going here. Glue's going here. And now this piece is going to get set more on the left than right. So it's not quite centered. Something like this. All right, and then you can put this one. Hi, Mary Schreiber. Rainy Southwest Minnesota. Well, we had rain last night. So this guy goes in here. I don't remember if I burnished, so I'm just gonna go ahead and burnish that really quick. If you have any extra, oh, is that not? There's some pink hearts for you. If, what I'm gonna do is, if your orange is slightly hanging over, that's okay. Just take your scissors, trim it off. So it's flush. All good. And then what we're gonna do is grab our tear and tape. We're gonna make our tear and tape sandwich. Hi, Mary Carls. And then this is going to go. So, gotta be kind of strategic about where you go with this. If you go down too low, your critters are gonna be down too low. If you go up too high, they're gonna be up too high. So here's what I honestly would do to try to help facilitate that dilemma. So I'm gonna put dimensionals on the back of my black piece. Yay, I finished that one. And then I'm gonna take off the top 5 here, and I'm gonna set this down. So I left the dimensional backs on these two, the bottom ones. Hi, Mary Ellen Ryan. And I'm gonna set this down where I think I'm gonna want it. And then I can strategize and game plan where this ribbon needs to go. Because the ribbon does slightly go over the top of the black. I do have it covered up a little bit, and it is raised up a little. And then this one goes here. And then we have our critters, our badgers, are gonna go there. So I think you guys probably don't even tell, but I would have moved it down just a hair on that one. And so I think this is where I want that to go. And now that I have that in the right spot, I'm gonna put my tear and tape down here. And now I can pick these off. I guess I could have picked them all off. I was picturing the ribbon going underneath, so never mind that. You have 2 different sizes of peach ribbon. And if you don't like the idea of it going up over the top, you could go underneath with it slightly too. But I liked having it look like this. Okay, so it's gonna go right about there. You can pick your backs off of your tear and tape. And then from the front now here, I guess what I was doing with that black was just staging it to make sure I have where I know where I wanna go with my ribbon. That goes there. And now these can go down. And then we will use a little bit of liquid glue there. It can go right onto our front of our card. So fun. Like, I was really, when Diane said, oh, let's use, what about the new ink colors? I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea because it gets to feature new with the old. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Okay, now we're on to coloring our badgers. And I'll be honest, we started with coloring them with blends. Did I save them? I wonder if I even saved them. I thought I saved them so you guys could see what it looked like. They looked not good. Oh, man. I mean, you might like them and then they look good, right? But to me, it didn't look so hot. So this is what they look like like you can't see any of their lines, and it looked just not so good. So that's where we thought, let's pull out the colored pencils. So the black colored pencil is what we need. And we'll save you over there. I do love coloring with colored pencils with a glass mat because the glass mat is so smooth. It allows for your pencils to have a more, like a really good smoothness. And you can also do shading with colored pencils too. All you do is you press a little bit harder in the area that you want it to be darker. Okay, I was just looking, where the whites? Okay. So by using colored pencils for your badgers, you can see the definition and the lines from the stamps better. All right, and their noses are black as well. So let's go like that and get that. All right, and let's zoom in so you guys can see this a little better. So you can see with colored pencils, they definitely leave streaky lines, and that's okay. I'm going to show you that in a second here. Their arms are this, okay. This is just a whole lot of black colored pencil action, okay? Don't mind, I'm going to go back this way, but you can see that's smooth actually to me because of that glass mat. And get their little feetsies, their little tootsies. And I'm pretty sure that that's a foot back there. And then look at this area back here too. All right, don't mind me going every different direction in the book. When I'm all done, you won't even see this. All this different direction action going on. Well, you might, but it will be not as noticeable. So I'm going to go back over this going the other way here. And then I'm going to go back over it this way going this direction. Okay, very good, very good. All right, so that looks like kind of crappy, right? I'm okay with that. It's crappy. I totally get it. But this is what the magic of colored pencils is all about. Is that it's using that blender pen. So let me grab the blender pen. Yep, here it is. Okay. The blender pen is what makes the magic happen with colored pencils. So these are both the same ends, and I'm gonna just test to make sure there's no color in it. And what it does is it smooths and softens it. It helps those lines disappear. And you don't want to keep going over the same area a lot because it gets matted and muddy and mushy, pilly paper. Don't like pilly paper. And okay, so like cheese, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do is just keep going back and forth like that. Get a little tail in here. Get a little footy. Okay, so far so good, right? Like you can totally tell, like that looks nice. That doesn't look so hot, looks a little scraggly. We're really beautifying up our badgers here. What you're doing is just blending and smoothing the color. Okay, look at that. The face is turning out good. All right, so we got one section left here. Looking good, and now I'm gonna go back this way. And then I'm gonna go this way. And a little action down here yet. I don't think that's too shabby. That's the magic of the colored pencils. And you can hardly see any of the lines that I had, right? It looks soft, very smooth, very cool. So you wanna make sure that you dry out your, not dry out, but like wipe out your blender pen, like that. Okay. Color comes out because we use these blender pens for all different colors of all all gets used the same. All right. This is a little damp though. So what I'm gonna do is let that set for a second. And this little ribbon is gonna get staged underneath here. And then how I have this, because this is kind of riding on the ribbon, I'm actually gonna use a glue dot. And I'm gonna put that right there to help hold the ribbon down right there. And then I'm going to grab the edging here and create a track along the bottom of my label. And that's gonna help capture the paper. And then on the top, what I'm gonna do is either use glue dots or tear and tape. So let's just grab some tear and tape and put that along the top. Because our black label is popped up already, something like that. Okay. And then our little ribbon here, you have the 4-inch piece. Hi, Joe, from Alabama, yay. Then this is going to make an overhand knot right there. You can grab your ribbon scissors, trim the tails, and perfect, or not. One moment, please. There's a little extra action on the side here that needs to come off. Okay, so now we're gonna do our badger die cutting. Grab that piece of washi tape back. I mean, I could have die cut it while it was a little bit damp, but I didn't want to just do that. I just, for some reason, I wanted to wait and give it a moment in time. All right, so the plates are right here. So let's grab them back and put that in here, and we'll die cut these. Oh, Joe loves the markers, yay. All right, so now that's cut. And I don't ever take a risk with the die cutting. I always tape it, and you just have to be careful. I think that's why I hesitated on doing the die cutting. It pulled up a little bit of this right here, pulled up a little bit of the paper. And so what I'm gonna do is just take and fill that in again. I pulled it up. So you have to be careful. So if you have damp paper, that's what I remembered. When you have damp paper, it, and you die cut, it pushes it down, and then when the washi tape comes up, it kind of just pulls it up. So these guys are gonna be, they're actually walking on, I like things to be grounded, right? So we've got them grounded on here. And what we're gonna do, put a few dimensionals on the back of this. And then they're gonna hang out right about there. Okay, now the gems again are in the other set. They're in the other purple pop card, or the petunia pop set. So we're gonna hold off on embellishing, but what you could do if you wanted, you could definitely take your Stella pen and you could Stella this back area here to add a little bit of glitz to it. Okay, there. So that one is good to go for the moment. We'll come back to it and put our gems. We've got these two done so far, yay. Maria, they do have the best blender pens. I've only been using Stampin' Up! Blender pens ever my whole life. 20 years or 22 years, 24 years I've been using Stampin' Up! Blender pens. And I did have one that lasted a long time. All right, we're gonna do the mouse next. How do I make you my demonstrator when I order there's not one? Joe, you would just search for me. I think what you could do is when you, I was just gonna show you really quick, when you go into stampinup.com, what you would want, because if you order $50, you can get this class for free. I'm pretty sure it says here, find a demonstrator. And when you click find a demonstrator, you could put in my name and just type Christine Bertram and hit search. There is one in Texas, but I'm the one in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So, oh, it's actually not even, it's Christine Bittman, but she popped up when you searched for me. Sorry. Well, wait. Oh, she's in Bertram, Texas. Oh my gosh, how funny is that? There's a Christine Bittman in Bertram, Texas, so that's why she popped up. But you'd want to select me there, or you can search by putting in my zip code, which is 54935. So that's another way, and when you hit search, when you search that, oh, there Gita popped up. She was second. So then you can pick that way. So you can search. What you want to do is click find a demonstrator, and then you could pick me as your demonstrator. Now, the easiest way to do it is when you go to place your order, if you put in my current host code right here, and if you're not ever certain because you're watching a video, when you go to my website, cardsbychrisb.com, my current host code is underneath the picture of me wearing the yellow shirt. So you can always find my current host code there in case you're watching an old video that you, the codes, they go away, that they don't always stay current. So, all right, we need the pink kit now. Oh man, we're doing more blending. We're back to the blending. All right, I lied, you guys. The pink card is the card that has the gems. All right, so we found them. And what we're gonna do is we'll come back and we will put all the gems on at the end, I think. All right, so we have our mouse here. And our mouse also uses some blends. And I think I'm just gonna stick with the dark smoky slate for this one. And also pink for the ears. I might pull in the light. We'll see here what's happened. Oh my gosh, that's the hamster, you guys. Oh, how funny is that? My hamster's gonna have gray on him. Oh, you guys are probably thinking, is she not watching what she's doing? No, I'm talking about other things. Hi, Louise. Howley, you fell upon while scrolling the tube. I'm Louise from Thundery, England. Awesome. All right, you guys, well, we're back on track here. We're gonna make a gray mouse. And I think what I will do a little bit of blending. We'll do a little bit of dark around the edges here, and we'll pick up the light everywhere else. All right, so back to the light then. Perfect, Joe. Thanks for looking me up the next time. All right, so I'm gonna pull out the bigger brush tip for this big area here and up here. All right, he's got his eyes shut. I didn't want to give him a case of the gray eye. That would be bad. All right, so there's a little bit up there. Now this brush tip does do okay in small areas. You just have to be very, very careful. Very careful. And if you don't want to take the chance, definitely just go to the small end. All right, so there's what I've got. Get this all done. And then I'm going to bring out the small area, the small tip for his little phalanges. And we're gonna do this little area up here in lighter, I guess. Okay, now the tail is gonna be super, super picky to do because it's such a small area. But if you go very carefully, you can get your little tail colored in. There it is. And we're gonna do one more little swoop over here. And then the pretty in pink would be the marker that you're gonna use for the pink. There's other pinks as well, but we're gonna do a little there. This is pretty in pink, right? Yep, light, okay. His nose is gonna be pink, and then we're gonna do the heart pink. And now, I grabbed the light one. Did you guys notice I missed coloring his ear? So, we gotta go back and get his ear. And I think I'm gonna use the dark here for his ear. And I'm gonna go grab the dark pretty in pink. I wanna see if that looks more pink. Like true pink. This lighter pink had a fluorescent look to me. Oh, and that's different as well. Okay. I'm good with that. We'll leave his nose the way it was. All right. I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna color this one just because then I can die cut them both at the same time. So this is me jumping all over the place. And what we're gonna do is grab the gray blend, or sorry, the crumb cake. And for this one, he's gonna just have a little bit of gray on his upper ear area. So, but that's okay. He's just a grayer, he's turning gray, right? So we're gonna do the little nose here in pink. And our crumb cake. Same concept I'm going to do with the crumb cake. Look at his big pufferkin cheeks here. Big puffy cheeks. So I'm going to do around the edge of his big puffy cheeks. He's so happy. Okay, I'm going to go right over the top of the gray. You won't even know that it's there, I promise. All right, and then go around his arms a little bit. I like to go around the edges here. That. Get a little bit of dark in his hands. On this card right here, I colored that with light, and it looks away right here. It looks like his hand. That's the inside of his hand, right? It's a little bit lighter. All right, so we'll do a little bit on the feet, like that. All right, so that's the dark crumb cake. And then I'm going to use the light crumb cake everywhere else. All right, so you can really see. You could do inside the ear pink if you wanted, but I think I'm going to leave it crumb cake. All right. Yes, it's a little, is it a guinea pig or is it a hamster, you guys? I've been calling it a hamster. But as I look at this face, it looks like a guinea pig to me. Like, it looks like a pig face. Like the nose and the ears. All right, so I'm good with the face here. That looks nice. All right, so then we're gonna flip it this way. Get the rest of his fingers. I'm going over the dark area first. And I continue to go over that dark area, bringing it to the middle. There, and so now this other side though, there's a lot of dark area. I'm just gonna bring it to the middle. All right, get those little toes, get those little feet. There it is. Okay, got that cut, or colored. All right, so now what we can do, I have the two dies here, because these are the two smaller ones. I'm gonna fit these on the die cutting machine at the same time. Oh, thumbs up. Gwen says thumbs up. Let's give me a thumbs up. Yay. All right. You guys, we are so close. I don't keep watching, but every now and then I look at the numbers for the number of subscribers for the YouTube channel. And we are so close to hitting 4,000. It's like 3.92 right now. So we're getting closer and closer and closer, which is awesome. Remember in, what was it, September of 2020. I remember I was at like 320. So that's awesome. Come a long way, you guys. All right, this, and then this, and we'll put this one here. All I did was a little bit of working ahead. And for those that like to be efficient with their time, you could have colored all of your things at the same time and then die cut them all at the same time. So that's always a possibility. And so we'll put that guy there. All right. So that would complete the coloring and die cutting, unless you want to do your insides for coloring. And I think what we talked about is that I was going to go back and put some hearts on the inside, and I'll do that. All right, now, this card is horizontal, so not to mess you up, but you want to keep things that way. And this one has a little postage stamp from the perennial postage stamp that got die cut out of that. This is embossed with the exposed brick. And then here's your little perennial. So you guys, if you notice, we tried to be strategic about making sure we could die cut something out of the middle of our paper here. All right, so this then will get covered up because of the designer paper that goes over it. So it's something like this, and we'll have our ribbon. But let's do a little more stamping before we get going. So this little guy has sending a big hug, and I used the smoky slate to do that. And what we're gonna have to do is clean it though, because it was used with the white black pad. All right, so you gotta leave a little room for the mouse on this side, and then the sending a big hug kind of goes all the way to the right-hand side here, kind of in the middle. Let's see if that looks good. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, and then on the inside, what we did is we have the little mouse there. So let's grab him back, and we'll stamp him in gray, just because we can. That's what pad is open right now, so let's do that. I don't want to lose his little tail, so I'm gonna try to keep that on. All right, very nice. Now, what you could do is color the heart. You wouldn't have to color the whole little mousey unless you want to, but you could definitely color the heart. And as long as I have my marker open and we stamped him on the inside here, you could color the little heart too on this one. And then, because we talked about it, we could also do, I have a little piece of paper here. I'll just stamp off a little bit. You could stamp some hearts right up there. Oh man, so I didn't have enough ink up there. This will happen. This happens. So what do you do when that happens? That was smoky slate. And what happens is it did not complete the heart. Well then, the great thing about having the markers is you can use your markers to finish drawing in what you missed stamping. So there, that's what you can do if you miss stamping something. You can just use your marker to color it in. All right. And one thing that we added to this card that I almost forgot, and I don't know, I'm trying to think here, country birdhouse here. There's a little splotches. Now, if you don't have the country birdhouses, that's okay. You could use something else, but we did use the pretty in pink ink here, and we stamped some splotches around the edge here. And I would definitely not do first strength, and I think second strength is fine. So if you stamp off, what you're gonna do is it's adding texture to the back. You could also take your Stella pen and splatter Stella all over using the pretty in pink ink. That would work too. All this did is helped to fill in our background area. All right. Now I think I've put it off long enough. It's time to do a little bit of blending, and let's just move things off to the side. Grab this piece, get my arm back ready for a little workout. Work it out, work it out. So we have a blending brush in the pink, ready to go. All right, starting off the edge and working my way onto it. What's great about this is wherever you have the foil, it doesn't pick up the color, so you really do get to see the hearts. And I started from the bottom because I figured the hearts are thicker on the bottom, and we might taper this off and have it lighter on the top. Or I might just flip it around and do the same thing on the top. I don't know. Let's see. But you can definitely go ahead and pick up that ink and bring it back to it. So that's pretty cool about not losing it. So pull that up. Go off. I'm going to go off to the side here. And really softly, I don't want to get any splotches. All right, pick that ink up, bring it back in. All right, I am going to flip it over and go really softly from this side. See if I can do it. I like the little bit of the ombre or ombre look. Okay, that's doing good. Okay, so that's looking nice. I think I might add a little bit more though. right through here. Bring it back. All right. I think I can live with all that. Super cool. So the hearts stay foily and shiny, and then wherever it was white, it got picked up by the ink and the blending brush. Super cool. All right, I think that completes that one. Let's get that color picked up. All right, so we can get a little bit glue happy. All right, so then we can glue that. So here's that. We'll go on the top of this one. And then this. So this one also had 2 pieces of smoky slate. One matte for your inside, and we generally keep the matte for the inside being the one that doesn't have the die cut so that you don't have a bump down when you go to write. Right, so there's that. And then this little white piece goes inside your little postage stamp. So I did notice that it's a little longer end to end than it is the other way. So I think I might give it a little haircut off that left side. This is gonna go here. Like that. Okay, so I want to just trim a hair so that it's more centered. So I'm gonna just take a little schnibble off of that side. And then now when I put this onto here, it'll be a little bit more gray on the left and the right, which is what I was going for. So you guys, make sure you dry fit stuff before you go and slap it on. Now this one also is gonna need some tear and tape, sandwich action. All right, so this is one that will show you what I mean by the dimensionals. Okay, so this exposed brick is gonna get glued down, and it is centered pretty much top to bottom, but it's a lot more to the left than it is to the right. So something like that. Okay, and then this one, dimensionals. They're always hiding on me. So we're gonna put, I believe we'll do 6. And this is the one where, now this is where I'm gonna practice the whole taking it only off the top. And that's gonna go something like right about here. All right, now I can put my tear and tape down here. And then you have 1 6-inch ribbon and you have 1 4-inch ribbon. And now that can go underneath here. And you can get your ribbon exact, and I'm trying to get it so you don't see it here, but I just want it coming out the sides. Now, if you want to see it, you could always bring it down a little bit so you see it there, but I want it right about here. The great thing about card making is if you don't like something, you can always take your pieces and redo them and make it the way you want it. All right, so these 2 are ready to go now. So what we can do is flip these over and put your little liquid glue through here. I try to not make trick cards too often. All right, so that can go there. And then this one can go on the inside. Now, you could definitely color your mouse. Definitely could do that. And then I'm gonna slip this ribbon underneath here, like that. And I think I'm going to take a glue dot. Oh, Kenzie made one of the airplane cards, great. I'm gonna take the glue dot and I'm gonna put it underneath the ribbon to help hold that ribbon down if it ever wants to get off of my finger. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's holding the ribbon down. And then now I'm gonna take off the backs of the dimensionals. So now I want this to stay flat. I think I'm gonna grab one more for good measure and put it right there. Okay. And what I don't want is a flippy floppy because of the ribbon. So that's why I'm gonna take one more glue dot and stick that right underneath the ribbon there. Oh, it's still on my finger. Come on, you little guy. Get under there. There it is. Okay, so now that is not flippy floppy, which is what I was looking for. And then same thing like with the last card, just make a little overhand knot. So that's gonna go right into where the mouse is. So I'm gonna reverse. I have a tendency to tie knots a certain way, and then the tails go a certain way. And if I don't want it, then I gotta flip it back a different way. And so I'm gonna try to do it the opposite of what I would have done it, which is going this way. And let's see how that tails would have gone. So that, it must have been the same way. So one moment, please. So I think I'm gonna go back and do it this way and go with the bottom coming out that way. Okay. There, okay. Now you can see my tails are going a different way than had I done it the other way. And then our mousey, we'll get a couple dimensionals. And he's hanging out right about here. Take that ribbon scissors and trim a tail and trim your tail. What is the foil paper called, please? Most Adored. It's called Most Adored. It is not current. It was a sale-a-bration item that was offered between February and January. So January and February of this past year. And we held back what we wanted to use for this class. So those that got this class from us got a 6x6 sheet of each one of the patterns. And so there's this one. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So the paper, Louise, is called Most Adored. And you might, if you get to some used stamp sales this coming summer, people might be putting it on the used stamp sales because it was a free paper that you got, and some people might have gotten extra of it. So, all right, we're gonna move on to our hamster Purplicious card, my favorite, because of course it's purple. And there's still plenty of blending for this card, and not just one color, but there are 2 colors. So 3 colors, and this one has some extra gems in it. It has some iridescent pearls, and you'll have this piece right here, which is actually Shy Shamrock. So we pulled in a little Shy Shamrock on here. You'll have 3 Petunia Pop flowers. This is from the Spotlight and Nature dies. This is from the die set that we're working with. This is that eyelet embossing folder. And a little bit of ribbon here. And you'll have, what else is in here? 2 insides. Our inside mat for the color, and then the white. All right, and then we have a crumb cake for the outside. Now the crumb cakes are the same. You don't have to worry about that. And there's that. Okay, so let's do our blending first. Okay, mentally preparing myself. We need Petunia, Balmy, and Shy Shamrock. All right, so let's do the Balmy first. And that is going to be on our circle. And we're going to go at the top and bring it almost all the way down to the bottom. And we're gonna leave a little bit of room for our Shy Shamrock to have a little grass. So we're making a little bit of sky here. All right, this is going on really nice. And I'm gonna bring it all the way down to the point where I know that the grass is actually starting, but it'll be lighter there. Oh, Nedra, she says, I guess I have to get this stamp set too. I love it. Oh, that's what happens. Until you actually see it being used, you don't know all the cuteness that it can provide to you in your card making endeavors. All right, that's my Balmy Blue. That's a little bit darker than I have over there, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to try to swoop it in right there. Okay, Balmy Blue is done. Blue 42, Bonito. All right, let's clean that up. Then we need a smidgen of shy shamrock. And that'll come up from the bottom. Now, I don't know about mixing the green and the blue too much, so I'm trying not to add too much over the blue area. Because blue and green make what? Yellow? If I understand correctly. All right, so I just want to add a little bit of green to the bottom. The green grasses of Normandy here. I don't know, the green grass is something. All right, so there's our shy shamrock. Perfect. Now, let's clean this up. Now that wasn't so bad. I can handle that little bit. It's the other that gives me my arm workout. Okay, so set you off to the side and bring this one in. And this is our petunias that want to pop. They're so popalicious. All right, here we go. Complete with the cat fur. That's always free. Oh yeah. Here's our purple action. Oh, perfect, you guys. People are helping out answering the question. Hearts and hugs, Luis. And Luis also answered your question. I love it. The Luises are helping each other out. All right. I will tell you, I just thought of it. You don't need to do the middle area here because it's going to get covered up. So honestly, you might just stick with the top and the bottom. Pick that ink right back up. All right, so there's the bottom. And then we're just going to do the top area. As dark or as light as you want it. All right, before I keep going, I'm just going to do a test of the public broadcasting system. And I'm going to put this on here and see if it's good. All right, my area is covered up that I need done. And so it's only just doing one false swoop over the top of this and one more little guy over here. So again, don't worry about the middle section. I thought of that a little too late. It gets covered up, so we don't need to do that. All right, I think that completes our blending experiences for today. Talk about not doing a lot of blending to doing a ton of blending in one card or one class. All right, so what happens now, we're gonna just glue this right away. It gets glued onto one of the crumb cake mats, which I have right here. And you could always trim it smaller if you want to. And then this is gonna get glued on to this mat. And I'm looking for the gold line. So I have a gold line that's right there, and either cover it up or see a little bit, but try to keep it straight. And I'm gonna have one side flush, and then I'm gonna have to use my scissors to cut off the other side, and that's okay. I'd rather have things be too long for you guys than too short. Okay, now there's no ribbon that needs to go down. So what I'm gonna do is glue both of my crumb cake mats down. And that was my inside. And I'll glue my white in a bit. So there's that. And then, oop, I want to make sure that's straight or the right way. So this will go on the top. Petunia and crumb cake. Oh yes. It really complements the gold nicely. All right. So our circle is going to be flat. That is not popped up. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And make sure you keep the green at the bottom. I'm gonna just eyeball it. It's gonna go right about here. The majority of the green down there. All right, so now you're probably wondering, I didn't give you enough foliage. Well, that might seem like the case, but what you need to do is you need to cut this. And you're gonna cut it so that you have one stem going this way and two going the other way. So really right about here is where you're going to cut that. So let's do that. And one is going to get glued over here, and the other is going to get glued over here. And then your little Jude covers up the missing area in the middle, and you will never know that it's not a continuous piece, okay? So you guys don't be afraid to do stuff like that. Cut your things apart. All right, so we're gonna do this one right about here. Just gonna set it very gently, get this one down, and then test it out again. And that one, so right about here. So I can still finagle this like that. Okay, super cool, right? Then we have some dimensionals can be used to pop him up, or her, whatever it is. I'll do it, because the little banner thing, wherever I have it, is going to go right about here. And so we can kind of set that like that. And then our flowers, gonna get popped up. Now, I have a flower here where part of it is cut off. Now, I try not to give you guys stuff like that, right? You see that? It's missing the part of that. If that ever happens to you and you get a die cut, that means it's missed 5 eyes. Like Tammy's eyes, Sandy's eyes, my eyes don't always see it. It missed my helper's eyes, but we caught this one. And instead of cutting a new one, because this might happen to you at home too, instead of cutting a new one, what you should just do is round your edges and soften them to make it look like it never was missing, right? So it's just a way to show you that instead of throwing it away and making a new one, you could just trim and round the edges. And then in this case now, would you know if I go like, hang on, can you see it where it got cut? Maybe you could pick it out really fast, but when it gets on the card, you're not gonna really pick it out really fast. Whoever gets it is probably gonna never know that it was like that. So I just wanted to call that out. And I don't always catch everybody all the time when I try to like get a little tip like that, but just know that we don't ever try to have things not cut perfect for you, but we are human, we are not like a machine, we are people, and we die cut all this stuff by hand, and they die cut 48 times each one of those little flowers for you, so they try their best, they really do, to make it perfect for everybody. And I'll tell you, my helpers don't always see things, and they try their best as well to give you guys nice things. But this was my opportunity to talk to you about in case you ever get something die cut and it's not exactly perfect. Now, if it's missing a big chunk, we generally catch that, but little edges like that, we don't always catch that. All right, so this one goes here. All right. All right. It's like being the Inspector Gadget of paper crafting. Yes, it is, exactly. Luis, the ribbons are all the in-color ribbons that are offered in the annual catalog. If you go to the page in the back where the ribbons are, I don't have my book tabbed, and I haven't memorized it yet, and I don't know exactly. Sometimes, oh, there it is. The ribbons are all here, Louise. So when you go into your Stampin' Up! Catalog, page 113, they're not even in order, actually. They're like 1, 7, 6, 5, and 4. Those are the ribbons that we use for the cards today for class. So that's where you can find them. All right, so we're getting there. Now we have to have sending birthday hugs. And that is in my white black pad as well. And I don't know if we've used that one yet, so I might have to pull that out. It's here. This is a perfect setup for a birthday card. It's purple, there's a cute little guinea pig on it, and it's sunshiny, but there's no sun on it, but it's the sky, and it's a very cheerful card. And I'm gonna do the back side first, and I'm going to I'm gonna just practice stamping it right in the middle. Okay, that's good, I can handle that. And then we're gonna stamp her right in the middle. All right, now let's show you how to do this. What's on the inside? I don't remember. Hang on before I'm done. Oh, he's on the inside. Okay, let's do another one of him. And I have a white piece here. And you know what I just did? I used my white black pad. That's okay. We can use espresso for our little dude here on the inside. All right, so let's do this guy right there. He's so happy. Okay. I love this little dude. I think he's my favorite out of all the little critters in here. All right, now how do we do this? This starts off as a really long banner, but I didn't want it that long. So what I did is I took my bone folder and I eyeballed right about here. Take your bone folder and you're gonna bend it, right? And so you're gonna start that bend and bend it back and make sure it bends straight back. All right, then you're gonna do the same thing on this other side. About the same distance away, right? Right, so you've got these two bent back now and centering your sentiment. Now what you gotta do is bend it back the other way. So leave yourself about 1/8 of an inch and bend it back. And once you start that bend, then you can take your fingers and squish it down real good. Like that, all right? And now you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Take that about 1/8 of an inch and bend it back, get it going. And there's something on my bone folder that made the label just wore off. It put black spots right on my label. So that's where the ink eraser comes in very handy. And now they're gone. All right, so buttons on your underwear. That's how that goes. You're just going to make a little pop-up banner like that. And then that little pop-up banner is what's gonna go right in the front of the card. And we're gonna make sure we get our ribbon down on there. If coloring ribbon, make sure to let it dry or you end up with ink smudges. Absolutely, I totally agree, Louise. Yep, you always gotta let your ribbon dry. Otherwise that will definitely happen. So we need some tear and tape again. And we're gonna make a little ribbon sandwich or a tear and tape sandwich. Angelique said this is her favorite too. I believe it, because it's purplelicious, my friend, just like you. And then we're gonna fold this in half, just like we did on the other one, and catch it right about there. And then adhere that down with the other piece of tear and tape. Now, did I put dimension? I did not. I only glued the ends. Okay, so what I did is I only glued here and here. I did not glue this middle area. But I did realize here I have a little bit of tear and tape that is exposed, so I'm going to cover that back up so that I don't have any stickiness there, because otherwise that will want to stick down to the card. So I'm making sure there's no stickiness, and then I'm going to, oh, my neighbor's cutting the grass. Can you guys hear the lawnmower? Like I can hear it. It's just like last night there was a motorcycle that buzzed by. It was so loud. All right, this is now going to go right about here, centered. So our ends are going to be nice and flat, and then what happens is this will go flat like that, and then it still pops up a little, and then grab your ribbon scissors and trim your tails like that. Perfect. And then find a nice little birthday sentiment to put on the inside, and I'm gonna let it be to whoever wins this card can figure it out. Because there isn't really you could put sending a big hug, sending birthday hugs on, so sending birthday hugs, but I don't wanna put sending a big hug. So it should have a nice little birthday sentiment on the inside. All right, so that's what we have there. Now, what we didn't do was finish putting all of the gems on. So what we're gonna do is Stella the flowers here really quick, because I think stelling the flowers is great. And Stella some of the little leaves. Stella these flowers. Just be careful not to hit anything you did with blending, because it might make it look like schmeary. All right, just like that. Okay, All right, that's good. Now back to our discussion on gems. You have gems in your one kit that you should have found by now, hopefully. And what you're gonna do is match them up. And so the petunia pop, so you have either too big and a small or too small and a big. Your ears are better than the microphone. Okay, well good. I'm so glad you guys can't hear it because I wonder about that all the time, if you can hear stuff like that through the video. Okay. Oh, I could have flipped my camera over so you could have seen this activity going on. All right, I found one of those and I put it right in the middle. So I have too big and a small. Sorry, yeah, I have too big and a small. I put a big and a small there, and then I have my other one there. Okay, so there's that. Oh, here you guys go. See? Watch this. You guys can see. Oh, there he goes. He's working away. Doing more than I am, I should say. All right, now you guys got to see the neighbor cutting the grass. All right. Here's that one. Now, let's do Pinkalicious. And pink, what I did is they get kind of lost. The pink ones get lost on the pink. So we're going to do a little one and a big one up in the top corner here. And do a little one. You guys might have a big one, but I put all three of them right there. Then our walruses took on the summer splash. So I put a big and a small. Ooh, the little glue dot's coming off, but we'll get it. Oh, so if that ever happens to you, you can try to pick up the glue and put it right back underneath the resin dot or any gem. So that's gonna go there. And then I have one more that I'm gonna put right there. And last but certainly not least, we have our badgers, and these really show off nicely on the black. And so there's a big and a small, and then I had another big, but you might have a small. All right, lovely trees. Well, you're gonna see the trees again when I flip the camera back. All right, and there we have it. Oh man, it's only 3 o'clock right now, so we didn't do too bad. We had a lot of different things we talked about in the front, but we got them done. We got them. It took 1 hour to make one card, and then it took an hour to make 3 cards. So we definitely made tracks in the second half of the class. So, all right, now, if you guys are inclined for any more blending, if it was me, and I think what I'm gonna do is include this. Whenever I give the cards away, I don't feel like blending more myself, but what I will do is when these cards get won by somebody, I'm gonna put this in with the envelope, and then, oh, well, they have the color. Oh man. Okay, so what I would do, I might end up doing it, is blending this with the petunia pop and then putting it on my envelope, right? Because then when the person gets the card, it is awesome and it matches the envelope. So that's what we'll probably end up doing. Now these pieces here, these little pieces, they could have gotten used on the inside of your card. They could have gotten put right there, right with the hearts. And then this one could have gotten put along, oh, it could still go there. That one could go along the bottom, look at that. Yup, with a little peach. This one could still go in there. Oh man, do I see more blending in my face? Hi, big boy. What are you doing? Whoa, what are you doing here? Your dad must have put you in here. You sure know how to take up a camera, buddy. Your dad must have snuck you in here, but we're almost done here. You wanted to say hi to everybody, didn't you? Okay, keep her moving. Nothing to see here, officer. Don't step on all my things, please. Okay, all right. So you guys, that was Bigger Tigger, in case you've never met Bigger Tigger. He is a big boy. This one could definitely go in the envelope. You know, this could go in the envelope too. It's just not a lot of hearts, and it's gonna be a lot of pink. And then that one could go on the walruses. So yes, I see more blending in my future. I'll put that there. All right, now you guys get to tell me what's your favorite card though. I think you already know what my favorite card is. This guy, the Sending Hugs. I guess I want this to go that way. Not picky at all, right? I like this one, but I like them all too, so that's good. They all turned out great. If you guys tuned in a little bit late, just know that in the beginning of the class, I did show off the Stamp-A-Stack that we are going to be doing in August. So you can always catch those cards and get signed up for that class already if you like. Hi, Sherry Pyre, taking a break and catching the end of your pretty cards. Yay! Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's clean that. You guys, he comes in to make sure you are aren't going crazy talking to yourself. Exactly, because everybody else that comes in here probably thinks I'm talking to myself. That even though I know I'm really talking to all you guys. All right, buddy. Hi. Hi. Did you come back? Are you bored in the house listening to all the pinging and the bounding? The banging and the pounding? All right, big boy. What are you going to do? You going to stay right here? Everybody doesn't want to see your butt. You cheeky bugger. You're going to get a stamp on your butt. Oh, that's a quote from a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. All right. So, I think that I need to leave all of my stuff out here for Diane, actually, because she's going to be doing this class tonight in person. Peach. Cut. Oh, that's for this other card. Okay, I'm going to keep you over here. So, let's pull my book. That's what I was in the process of doing. No blue. So, I choose purple because that has the blue sky. Tell your neighbor I heard all the way down in Texas. Ha ha ha, funny. Okay, so you guys get to see the trees again, what I see outside. And now you guys get to see me, and I keep getting scooped down into this chair. All right, so we have a few people here that signed up. Let's say here, not a few, it's more than a few, but 25 people. I'm going to do a random number generator and see who wins a door prize. So let me put in 25, hit the word generate. I'll drop it down so you guys can see. Number 2, Jenny Knutson. Yay, Jenny, you are number 2 in my book here. So I will circle your name and I will include your package already went out yesterday. So you will have to wait till your next class package that you get that I send a door prize. So awesome, yay. Okay, congratulations to you. Now, I do have a few more cards and a box to give away. So I will, oh, Kenzie said the walruses are the cutest. I'm particularly fond of mice, but the walrus is nice too. Awesome. Okay, so you guys are liking them. All right, let's flip this down. So for the sale-a-bration celebration that I did in March, we made this box. And when we went through the comments, the winner chicken dinner for this one became Miss Sandy Coy Emery. You are the winner of this box, and I have a liquid glue for you. And I'm going to put your liquid glue right in the middle that you got from your host rewards and from the Technique Club class. And so your package left yesterday too. So I will keep this on the back counter for you until your next package is ready to go. So congratulations to you, Sandy. Yay. All right, and I want to do a call for names here. I don't think these people reached out to me to tell me their addresses to mail these cards. A Jeanette Pullum, and then a Valerie Fitzgerald, a Mary Russum, and a Kat Mack. So again, if anybody knows those names, I need to mail those cards out to them. And if not, we'll find some different winner chicken dinners. All right, I have here a class from December that was called Winter Meadow. And there are no kits left for this class. There's a PDF tutorial that is available in the online store if you are interested. And we made these beautiful cards. You can always go back and watch the video via the YouTuber or get the PDF, however you wish. And the winners are Gwen Simmons. Gwen, I don't know if you're still watching, but you won this beautiful card. You are! I just saw your comment. Look at you. Gwen just said congratulations. Now congratulations to Gwen. This one goes to Suzanne Deppis. Suzanne Deppis. I don't have your address. I would need it. Deb Fitzgerald. So yay, Deb. I feel like there was a, hang on, Cat Mac. Valerie Fitzgerald. I was like, gosh, I recognize the Fitzgerald, and I just said it out loud. So this is Deb Fitzgerald, though. So Deb, I don't have your address either, I believe. And this last one goes to Lynn Omler. It's O-M-L-O-R. Lynn Omler or something along those lines. So, all right, you guys. Congratulations to all you lucky winners. And so when I have your address, I'll save your card out so I can get that in the mail really soon. And then we have from the I think it's the Be My Valentine class that we did it was a sweet class in January. So that was the sweet class in December. Now this is the sweet class in January. And then I'll have 4 lucky winners. This is the one that had the seed packet. I do not have any kits left for this one. Again, this online class has the PDF tutorial for sale. Or if you're in my Inspiration Hive, this PDF tutorial is in there. And this winner is Shelly Cooper. Yay, Shelly C. I have your address. So yay, congratulations to you. Da, 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 da. The little book card, this one, goes to Rosie Prody. Yay, Rosie. I know your address. Da, da, da. This one is a little pocket card, like that. Goes to Judith Lightburn. All right, Judith, you're gonna have to help me out. I think I have your address, but I might not have it handy, so I might want yours. And the last but not least, goes to Eva Sobczyk. S-O-B-C-Z-Y-K. Eva or Eva or Ava. I have a card for you. All right, very, very good. So we can look for, I know I have, congratulations to all you girls. I have Rosie's and Shelly's. I'll look up if I have Judy's, but Judy, otherwise I'll want it. And then Eva. Perfect. All right. So congratulations to all you girls. So perfect. All right. That was good. All right, you guys. I think that I'm going to sign off. Gina will be live with you guys at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for some more crafting fun. You saw her cards earlier. She was on the live with me in the beginning. In case you missed it, she showed off her Fun Folds cards. Here comes my neighbor walking right towards me. So I have class with Gina. So Gina will have class with you tomorrow at 10. And then I'll be live at 1 o'clock. We'll be doing the Share, Create, Inspire card. I will share that recipe with you today if I possibly can. I will probably get it out on the website and then add it also to the Facebook event, so you guys have that. If I haven't sent out the scheduled email already, I can try to add it to that, so you guys have that. And that's what we got for the next day. And then on Thursday, we'll be live with game night. So yay, for those of you who haven't given me your lucky numbers, I highly encourage you to do it now, so versus waiting till the last minute. So, all right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.